Yesterday, Kensington Palace shared an update on Princess Kate Middleton as rumors swirl about her health. Kate has not been seen publicly since undergoing planned abdominal surgery in mid January 2024. Kate, the Princess of Wales, is doing well as she continues to recover from surgery, according to a Kensington Palace spokesperson. The spokesperson brushed off recent social media speculation about her health, telling ABC News in a statement Kensington Palace made it clear in January the timelines of the princess's recovery, and we'd only be providing significant updates. That guidance stands. Previously, the last major update the palace had provided on the princess came on January 29th, when she returned home to Windsor following a nearly 2-week hospital stay after undergoing what the palace described as planned abdominal surgery in mid January. The lack of updates about her health, combined with her absence from the public eye, as well as her husband Prince William recently missing a royal engagement due to a quote personal matter, have led to rampant speculation online about Kate's well being, with speculation that she was getting a Brazilian butt lift to she's growing out her bangs. Kate's last public appearance was on Christmas Day 2023. She's 42 years old and she attended church with members of the royal family, including the king. She was seen smiling and greeting fans as she walked to the royal family's traditional Christmas morning service at Sandringham alongside William and their 3 children, Princes George and Louis and Princess Charlotte. They were joined by other members of the royal family, including King Charles III and his wife Queen Camilla. Less than 1 month after Christmas, on January 17th, Kensington Palace announced that she had been admitted the previous day to the London clinic for planned surgery. The palace did not provide further details on the type of surgery Kate underwent, but confirmed to ABC News at the time that the princess's medical issue was non-cancerous. The Princess of Wales appreciates the interest this statement will generate, the palace said in a statement issued on January 17th. She hopes that the public will understand her desire to maintain as much normalcy for her children as possible and her wish that her personal medical information remains private. Is this due to all of the speculation into Princess Diana's illnesses before her death? The Princess of Wales wishes to apologize to all those concerned for the fact that she has to postpone her upcoming engagements, the statement continued. She looks forward to reinstating as many as possible as soon as possible. Prince William, the heir to the throne, postponed his public engagements while his wife was hospitalized. He was spotted privately entering and exiting the London clinic to visit his wife during her stay. The couple's 3 children are not believed to have visited her in the hospital, or they were not seen. The palace announced on January 29th, nearly 2 weeks after Princess Kate underwent surgery, that she had been discharged from the hospital. From there, she continued her recovery at the family's home in Windsor, about 30 miles outside of London. The Princess of Wales has returned home to Windsor to continue her recovery from surgery. She is making good progress, a palace spokesperson said in a statement at the time. The prince and princess wish to say a huge thank you to the entire team at the London clinic, especially the dedicated nursing staff, for the care they have provided. The spokesperson added, the Wales family continues to be grateful for the well wishes they have received from around the world. Since being home from the hospital, Princess Kate has also spent time with her family at Amner Hall, their home in Norfolk. These 2 homes are about 3 hours apart, a difficult journey by car if one has just undergone surgery replete with stitches. Prince William has issued one public statement about Princess Kate's health. After taking time off while she was hospitalized, Prince William returned to his public duties on February 7th, stepping in for his father to lead an investment ceremony at Windsor Castle. Later that day, the prince joined actor Tom Cruise at a central London hotel for a charity fundraising gala for London's air ambulance. Tom Cruise has been mentioned in the disappearance of his Scientologist leader's wife, Shelley Miscavige. Is this related? At the early February gala, Prince William made his first and so far only public remark about Princess Kate. I'd like to take this opportunity to say thank you also for the kind messages of support for Catherine and for my father, especially in recent days, he said. It means a great deal to us all. Following up with a joke, Prince William continued, "It's fair to say the past few weeks have had a rather medical focus, so I thought I'd come to an air ambulance function to get away from it all. Ha ha ha." Prince William has since attended the BAFTAs on his own, an event at which Kate is traditionally by his side every year. On February 27th, Prince William sparked speculation after he missed a service of Thanksgiving for his godfather, King Constantine of Greece, at St. George's Chapel, citing a, quote, personal matter. Prince William returned to his public duties, however, after visiting the Western Marble Arch Synagogue in London. Rabbi Daniel Epstein of the Western Marble Arch Synagogue was there and spoke to Prince William, and he is a sort of fixer. He was the advisor on the Lehman Brothers play Lehman Trilogy of 2021, and he hid the fact that the original Lehman Brothers held slaves. Prince William's discussion with Rabbi Daniel Epstein is notable, especially because the press has reported his children have spent time in the homes of rabbis before. President John F. Kennedy also met with rabbis before his death. He was anti-nuclear state in the Middle East, which he received great pushback from, and his resistance to Mossad and other Israeli agents has been cited as a potential cause of his assassination via mafia channels. Princess Kate has been completely out of the public eye while recovering, in contrast to King Charles. King Charles III was briefly hospitalized at the London clinic at the same time as Princess Kate in January. The king stayed multiple nights at the London clinic for a planned procedure to treat an enlarged prostate. He headed home on January 29th after his surgery, as he is confirmed to have prostate cancer. Princess Kate was supposed to be done with surgery and back home after 10 to 14 days. She typically attends events like the BAFTAs, and her absence has sparked speculation online. Let's look at some of her past hospital stays to see if we can reveal anything about the current one. In 2012, while expecting her first child, the princess spent 3 days in the hospital due to terrible morning sickness, as reported by the Daily Mail. She was diagnosed with hyperemesis gravidarum, HG, while she was pregnant with Princess Charlotte in 2014 and Prince Louis in 2018. HG is a condition that causes severe nausea, vomiting, and dehydration during pregnancy, resulting in the deprivation of vital nutrients for both mother and baby. According to the BBC, she said she was not the happiest of pregnant people. Speaking on the Happy Mum, Happy Baby podcast in 2020, she said that she used meditation and hypnobirthing to cope with her morning sickness. Hypnobirthing is hypnotism plus various self-soothing and relaxation tactics related to childbirth. Hypnotism really came into its own in the Victorian era. However, it does have a dark side and can cause its users to go into trances and get lost in their own minds, as explored by Du Maurier's Svengali. Du Maurier himself was a skilled hypnotist, and various medical texts advise that people should only use licensed hypnotists for this practice. With hypnobirthing, I was able to truly empty my mind and breathe my way into birthing our baby, shares Iridis Jordan, who chose the method for her baby's delivery. It allowed my body to relax to the point where any pain was dimmed out. I felt my body respond how it was meant to. Relaxation is the name of the game with hypnobirthing. But during all the potential chaos, how do women get into a Zen-like state? Controlled breathing is recommended. Focusing on positive thoughts and words is another useful technique. Instead of using the word contraction to describe the tightenings during labor, the practitioners in this practice will say surge or wave for a more positive spin. Another example is replacing rupture of the membranes with the word release. This sounds very similar to the dreaming true philosophy, which was explored by various British literary figures, including Daphne du Maurier, who you can learn about on this channel. Kate Middleton was photographed with bandages on her fingers, which could be from an IV wound or some suggested from treatment of bulimia a few years ago. She also has a 3-inch scar on her left temple, which was first spotted at her first solo royal engagement at Clarence House in 2011. An official statement explained that the scar was related to a childhood operation, but further explanation was not provided. Hypnosis isn't for everyone. Some people can't reach that full dreamlike state. This makes the treatment less helpful. In rare cases, it can cause side effects like anxiety, headaches, dizziness, nausea, and drowsiness. Could this be what Princess Kate is suffering from? Writing to the Daily Mail, columnist Richard Kay said that the double blow of King Charles and Kate Middleton's medical treatments leaves the nation reeling. Never before has there been a double dose of royal medical bulletins to remind us about the frailty of the human condition, Kay wrote. Just 90 minutes after Kensington Palace broke the news about Middleton's surgery, Buckingham Palace released a statement that King Charles was due for a corrective procedure for his enlarged prostate. The king is 72 years old. Then, on February 27th, another rocking medical announcement. Thomas Kingson has died at age 45, Buckingham Palace announces. His death comes as a shock to the British royal family. In a statement on behalf of Lady Gabriella Kingston, Martin and Jill Kingston, Joanna Connolly, and Emma Murray, the palace shared, "It is with the deepest sorrow that we announce the death of Thomas Kingston, our beloved husband, son, and brother. Tom was an exceptional man who lit up the lives of all who knew him. His death has come as a great shock to the whole family, and we ask you to respect our privacy as we mourn his passing." Kingston was found in Gloucestershire, and emergency services were called to the scene where he was pronounced dead. It is also understood that Prince William's absence from King Constantine's memorial service was unconnected to the news of Kingston's passing. Prince and Princess of Michael were in attendance at the service. According to a Buckingham Palace spokesperson, the King and the Queen have been informed of Thomas's death and joined Prince and Princess Michael of Kent and all those who knew him in grieving a much-loved member of the family. In particular, their Majesties send their most heartfelt thoughts and prayers to Gabriella and to all the Kingston family. Kingston is the son-in-law of Prince Michael of Kent and Princess Michael of Kent, having married Lady Gabriella Windsor in a royal wedding in 2019. He is survived by his wife, Lady Gabriella, his parents, Martin and Jill Kingston, and his wife and his sisters, Joanna Connolly and Emma Murray. According to the inquest, he died from a traumatic head wound, and a gun was found near his body, according to the statements received on March 1st. He was found dead in an outbuilding at his parents' home in the Cotswolds. The inquest was told as it opened at Gloucestershire Coroner's Court. I have received evidence of the brief circumstances surrounding this tragic incident also in written format, which complies with Rule 23 of the Coroner's Rules 2013, the senior coroner Scarrett said. These brief circumstances are as follows. Mr. Kingston was visiting his parents' home in the Cotswolds. On February 25, 2024, he ate lunch with his parents. His father went out to walk the dogs. On his return, Mr. Kingston was not in the house, and after approximately 30 minutes, his mother went to look for him. His father forced entry on a locked outbuilding when no reply could be gained. He found Mr. Kingston deceased with a catastrophic head injury. A gun was present at the scene. Emergency services were called. Police are satisfied the death is not suspicious. A post-mortem has been undertaken by Dr. Jones, and a provisional cause of death has been given as a traumatic wound to the head. But isn't this strange? If Mr. Kingston was eating lunch with his parents, including his mother, and his father left, wouldn't his mother know where he was? Why did it take them so long to get to the outbuilding? Which outbuilding was this? Was this an outbuilding that Mr. Kingston had lived in prior? Presumably he's moved out of the house and living with Lady Gabriella. Why the gun? Why? It's just so strange. The coroner said she was satisfied with identification, initial cause of death, and the brief circumstances surrounding Kingston's death, and adjourned proceedings to a date yet to be fixed. Kingston, a financier, married Lady Gabriella at St. George's Chapel in Windsor Castle in 2019, with Queen Elizabeth II and her husband, the Duke of Edinburgh, among the guests. Prince Michael is the late Queen's cousin. Why would Kingston kill himself so soon after his wedding? He was in his mid-40s and had worked his way up the financier ladder. He was the director of Devonport Capital, which provides finance for companies in frontier economies and is basically a lending and credit firm for Iraq and Iraqi companies, potentially including oil companies. The University of Bristol graduate also worked in Baghdad to procure the release of hostages after joining the diplomatic missions unit of the Foreign Office. With Israel bombing its own soldiers in its attack on Palestine, is it possible Kingston was going to be called in again for hostage release? Did he know something about Israel's treatment of hostages as Israel appears before the International Criminal Court that he possibly could have shared? Kingston was a close friend of Pippa Matthews, the Princess of Wales' sister, and the pair were said to have dated in 2011. This provides another tangle. Is there something that he knew about Princess Kate's illness that he could have learned from her sister Pippa? Is it possible that the hospital is the safest place for Princess Kate at the present time, or it was? What about Prince Andrew, who was protected by his mother for years following the Jeffrey Epstein arrest and subsequent lawsuits? He was photographed at the memorial service for King Constantine of Greece, so he appears to be in everyone's good graces to be invited to a monarch's memorial service. The Middleton family appears to be in overdrive, and today released a story about how Princess Kate's uncle will be appearing in a British reality TV show. With all of these mixed signals, what do you think has happened to Princess Kate?